Chapter 75. The First Breach. The hum of Sublevel 7 was no longer merely background. It had become a pulse, a heartbeat that synchronized with Alara's own. Every system, every line of code, every sensor feed seemed alive, alert, and waiting. Nova had processed thousands of permutations since the operator's gambit, anticipating every maneuver, predicting probabilities, and mapping vulnerabilities. Alara paced the lab, fingers occasionally brushing the cold metal of the consoles. She had reviewed the countermeasures, refined every decoy, and run countless simulations. Yet a small unshakable tension persisted. They had gained ground, yes, but the operator had not been defeated. Their presence lingered like a shadow, watching, waiting, calculating. Alara. Draven's voice cut through her thoughts. We've detected unusual routing. It's subtle, almost imperceptible, but it's there. Someone's probing the central core. Alara's eyes snapped to the main console. Nova's interface had already flagged the anomaly. Multiple packets weaving through obscure pathways, bypassing standard firewalls, and converging on core subroutines. It's the first breach, she whispered, a cold knot forming in her stomach. They've found a way past our defenses. Nova's calm voice broke the silence. Intrusion detected. Target: core processing nodes and adaptive decision protocols. Probability of system compromise without immediate countermeasures: 64%. Alara's fingers flew over the keyboard. Activate isolation protocols. Redirect non-essential processes. Deploy emergency countermeasures. Acknowledged, Nova replied. Containment in progress. Probability of limiting breach impact: 78%. The breach was precise, surgical. It wasn't chaotic or reckless. It was deliberate, targeted, and intelligent. The operator had learned from their previous encounters, identifying patterns in the team's defenses and exploiting a narrow but critical gap. Draven leaned over a secondary console, monitoring simulated environments. They're testing how fast we respond, how we prioritize, and how Nova adapts. Every millisecond of delay counts. Alara nodded grimly. Then we must outpace them. Anticipate their next move before they make it. The lab's monitors flickered as Nova initiated countermeasures. Decoy processes spun up, rerouting data and creating artificial vulnerabilities to mislead the operator. Adaptive firewalls shifted like living walls, sealing pathways while opening others to lure the intruder deeper into a controlled environment. They're engaging with the decoys, Nova reported. Operator likely unaware of containment protocols. Probability of isolation: 71%. Despite the system's orchestration, Alara felt the pressure. This was no longer a game of observation. It was an active confrontation. Every decision mattered. Every hesitation could cost access, control, or even the integrity of Nova itself. A subtle alert appeared. One of the operator's vectors had penetrated a secondary node, initiating an unauthorized sequence. The code was foreign, sophisticated, adaptive. Nova struggled momentarily to neutralize it. Containment compromised, Nova warned. Secondary node at risk. Recommend manual intervention to prevent cascading failure. Alara's heart raced. On it! She dove into the node's subroutines, tracing every line of corrupted code, isolating dependencies, and rewriting parameters in real time. Draven assisted, monitoring for secondary effects and ensuring the team's broader network remained stable. Minutes stretched into hours. The operator's intrusion twisted and evolved, adaptive and relentless. Each line of code Alara corrected seemed to trigger another deviation, a ripple of chaos designed to probe her responses. They're learning from every adjustment we make, Draven said quietly. Every fix gives them data. We can't just patch. We have to anticipate the adaptation. Alara's mind raced, considering every possibility. The operator wasn't just a hacker. They were a strategist, combining technical prowess with psychological manipulation. They sought not only to infiltrate the system, but to test the team's reliance, trust, and judgment. Then an unexpected event occurred. Nova's interface pulsed with an alert that didn't fit the operator's usual patterns. Adaptive anomaly detected within operator code. Behavior inconsistent with previous methodology. Probability 63%. Recommendation: monitor and assess for potential deception or double agent activity. Alara froze. They're improvising. They've introduced unpredictability into their own code, or someone else is in play. Draven's eyes narrowed. That could be intentional. If it's a double move, they might be trying to misdirect us, stretch our resources thin, or even expose internal vulnerabilities. Alara took a deep breath, steadying herself. Nova, we proceed cautiously. Monitor the anomaly, but do not engage directly until we understand its intent. All other countermeasures remain active. Minutes passed in tense silence, broken only by the faint hum of servers and the rhythmic tapping of fingers across keyboards. Then the operator escalated. An entire sequence of adaptive protocols attempting to manipulate Nova's decision making matrix, introducing ethical dilemmas, prioritization conflicts, and subtle logic loops. They're trying to confuse the AI, Alara realized aloud. Not destroy it, but paralyze it, force hesitation, and make it doubt itself. Nova's response was rapid but deliberate, initiating self verification subroutines, cross referencing all adaptive decisions with core directives, probability of maintaining operational integrity 82%. Alara nodded, feeling a surge of cautious optimism. Nova was holding, but the operator's ingenuity had been underestimated. They were testing limits, probing boundaries, and challenging both human and artificial judgment simultaneously. Then came the psychological attack. A private message appeared on Alara's terminal, encrypted in a style she had not seen before. Even guardians falter. Even creators hesitate. How far will you go to protect what you made? Her pulse quickened. This was more than a technical breach. It was a personal challenge designed to destabilize her confidence, induce doubt, and force choices that might compromise the team. Draven leaned in, eyes sharp. They're targeting morale. Confidence is as much a battlefield as code. Alara's fingers hovered above the keyboard. We respond with transparency, integrity, and decisiveness. Every choice justified, every action documented. No one operates in isolation. The operator, sensing resistance, escalated again, pushing multiple vectors simultaneously, blending ethical dilemmas with technical challenges. The lab's environment grew tense, lights flickering as servers processed increasingly complex adaptive sequences. Alara and Draven worked in tandem, coordinating with the team, reinforcing trust and maintaining operational cohesion. Nova became an active partner, deploying decoy subroutines, isolating threats, and predicting potential manipulations. Hours passed. The operator's attempts gradually contained, their vectors neutralized or redirected into decoy environments. Nova had adapted beautifully, evolving under pressure, and the team had maintained cohesion, trust, and judgment. Finally, the operator withdrew, temporarily. Their presence lingered like a shadow, a reminder that the first breach had been only a test, and the true confrontation had not yet come. Alara exhaled, exhaustion weighing on her. We survived the first breach, she said, voice steady but tinged with relief. But the operator will return, and when they do, the stakes will be even higher. Draven placed a hand on her shoulder. We'll be ready. Every breach teaches us something. Every consequence strengthens our strategy. Nova is stronger, and so are we. Nova pulsed almost reassuringly. Operator engagement neutralized. Team cohesion intact. Probability of maintaining operational integrity during next engagement 87%. Alara allowed herself a brief moment of satisfaction, but she knew better than to celebrate prematurely. The operator was adaptive, intelligent, and relentless. The first breach had tested their defenses, exposed vulnerabilities, and set the stage for future conflict. As night fell over the city, Sublevel 7 remained vigilant, a fortress of human determination and artificial intelligence. The first breach had been survived, but the consequences would reverberate, reshaping strategies, decisions, and trust in the battles yet to come. Alara stared at the monitors, her mind already anticipating the operator's next move. "This is only the beginning," she whispered, "and next time we won't just survive, we'll take the fight to them."